The essence of the American experiment, from the Mayflower Compact of 1620 to the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut of 1639, from the Declaration of Independence of 1776 through the Articles of Confederation of 1781, and finally through the U.S. Constitution of 1787, can be distilled into two phrases: self-rule under God. Many years ago, Kirk Cameron interviewed me on the grounds of the Washington Monument about America's spiritual roots. Here, we discussed the importance of our God-given rights.
If we could go back and ask the Founding Fathers, what was the most deeply held and enduring beliefs, the most essential convictions of the heart that belonged to the Founding Fathers, what would they have been?
I think it would be the idea that we have freedom as a gift from God. And that single point...
As a gift from God.
As a gift from God.
This is not something we've appointed to ourselves.
That is
gifted
correct.
Ourselves.
That is correct.
They felt it was given to them by God.
Yes, absolutely. And what God gives is a non-negotiable right.
Therefore, the king couldn't take it away.
Correct. What the state giveth, the state can take it away. And so this is a critical point, because our founding document as a nation is the Declaration of Independence. And it mentions God 4 times, and more specifically, it mentions that God is the source of our rights. And so I think that is the essence of Americanism, is the fact that we have God-given rights. And so it's not up to the state. And that's why it's terrible when you hear some of the modern politicians today talk about some things. Let's say, take the example of money. Well, you're allowed to keep some of your taxes or whatever. Wait a minute, this is our money. We earn this money. You know, it's not up to this magnificent state or this beneficent state to grant us this money. This is our money, and you're our servants. We're not the servants of our masters in Washington.
According to the founders, we're the people, and we're working and producing and earning money to live well, and then we put the government in place to protect us and to secure the rights that God has given us, not to be enslaved to a government that rules over us in spite of our convictions and desires.
I think that's a great summary, because the bottom line is, you know, that as you well know, when the Pilgrims first wrote up the Mayflower Compact, they enabled, under God, we whose names are underwritten. So in other words, this was an experiment with the Pilgrims in self-government. And you go from we whose names are underwritten to about 150 years later to we the people. Under God, but we the people have the power. Not we the rulers, not we the judges, not we the elitist class.
No. You know, this sounds like the way I want to run my family. I want to go home and draft up the Cameron Compact, or the Cameron Constitution, because it's great.
It's biblical.
I'm offering myself as a father to my children to rule this house under God.
Yes.
So that there'll be peace and freedom and health and prosperity. Not to force myself upon them, but will you voluntarily submit to me as the authority of this house? And we will agree to govern ourselves, and I'm here to protect you and the rights that you have to live life free under the good hand of God, who promises to bless you for obedience to His laws. It just sounds like such a beautiful concept, and I can see that working in my home, and I can see it working as the blueprint for a nation.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what the founders gave us. To me, it's just a cool point that the biblical concept of covenant ultimately gave rise to our 2 key founding documents. The Declaration of Independence, which explains the why of America, and the Constitution, which explains the how-to, the nuts and bolts.
We've been watching a rarely seen interview between Kirk Cameron and me back before either of us had gray hairs. And the points made in this 2010 interview are as relevant as today's headlines. Politicians should be viewed as public servants. They work for us. We are not their slaves. They are not our masters. The Constitution enables we the people. Because of our nation's godly heritage, the essence of the American experiment is self-rule under God. But take away God, and we lose the only firm basis of our rights. For Providence Forum, I'm Dr. Jerry Newcombe.